The military base Fort Helion floated above the red alien world like a metal giant. Inside its long silver halls, human soldiers moved with nervous steps. A strange order had been announced. Soldier Evan Cole, report to Chamber 7 for companion assignment. Every soldier who heard the message went silent. Companion assignments were dangerous. Humans were not meant to bond with psychic alien species. 3 human soldiers had already died in past attempts. Some lost their minds. Some disappeared. Evan Cole walked to the hallway with calm eyes, but inside, his heart beat hard. He did not know what was waiting for him. He only knew one thing. Humans feared alien companions, and aliens feared humans just as much. When he entered Chamber 7, the doors locked behind him with a sharp metallic sound. The room was round, dark, and cold. A blue spotlight hit the center platform. A robotic voice filled the air. Human soldier Evan Cole, you are assigned Alien Companion Unit 77K. Step forward. A soft sound came from the shadows. Someone was breathing. Evan stepped closer and saw her. An alien girl stood there, slim and tall, her skin glowing like silver under the light. Her eyes were a bright blue flame, and small crystal-like ridges ran along her forehead. She looked young, calm, and strangely beautiful, but something dangerous rested inside her eyes. Her name was Sarah. She belonged to a race known for mind-linking, deep, emotional bonds that could burn a human brain if the connection was unstable. That was why no one trusted this program anymore. 2 human officers watched from behind a thick glass wall. One whispered, "He won't survive." No human did. But Evan took one more step forward. Sarah suddenly flinched, like something hit her mind. She grabbed her head, breathing fast. The lights flickered. A loud alarm burst through the chamber. Unstable resonance detected. Technicians shouted. Officers reached for emergency switches. But Evan moved faster. He knelt beside Sarah and gently touched her arm. Everything stopped. The alarm cut off. The lights calmed. The air felt warm instead of cold. Sarah slowly lifted her head. Her glowing eyes met Evan's. Her voice shook as she whispered, "Your mind does not hurt me. It feels safe." Behind the glass, everyone stared in shock. This had never happened before. Not once. Evan did not understand what he had done. But Sarah did. Her species bonded only with one person in a lifetime. And once the bond started, it could not be broken, unless death broke it. Commander spoke quietly. This pairing, it might change the alliance, or destroy it. Later that night, Evan tried to sleep in his small quarters. But Sarah stood silently near his bed, her eyes glowing in the dark. She was not watching him. She was watching the shadows behind him, because something unknown was already coming for them. Something that sensed their bond and wanted to end it. The next morning, Fort Helion felt different. Soldiers whispered as Evan walked through the halls with Sarah beside him. No one dared stand close. Some stepped back. Some stared with fear. Others stared with anger. To them, Sarah was a weapon, a danger, a walking mind bomb. But Evan only saw how carefully she walked, how she kept her glowing eyes lowered, trying not to scare anyone. Their first mission came faster than expected. A deep siren echoed across the base. Alert! Unknown signals approaching Sector 9. All troops prepare for scouting response. Evan was assigned to the scouting team. Sarah was ordered to go with him. When they reached the landing zone, the air smelled of dust and metal. The red world below was full of broken stones and long cracks in the ground. Heavy clouds rolled over them like dark beasts. A soldier named Raynor looked at Sarah with disgust. "Keep that thing away from my mind," he muttered. Sarah lowered her head, silent. Evan stepped between them. "She's not a thing." Raynor opened his mouth to argue, but before he could, the ground shook violently. A wave of sand exploded upward. Creatures crawled out, thin, black, sharp-limbed beasts with glowing red mouths. Their eyes were empty, hungry, and filled with hate for anything alive. The team opened fire. Lasers lit the cracked landscape, but the creatures kept coming. One beast leaped at Evan, claws aimed for his throat. Evan raised his rifle, but he was too slow. Sarah moved first. A bright blast of blue energy burst from her hands, hitting the creature midair and throwing it back into sand. The entire team froze. Raynor shouted, "She has combat abilities? Why in command tell us?" Sarah's voice trembled. "I only use my power when I must. I don't like hurting others." But the creatures did not stop. They swarmed faster. Suddenly Sarah screamed, a psychic warning. Evan felt something push inside his head. Not pain, not harm. A message. Left side. Move. He jumped aside just as a beast burst from the ground where he had stood. Her psychic link had saved his life. Evan fired again and again, covering Sarah. She stayed close to him, her energy blast shaking the sand. But with every power she used, her body weakened. Her silver skin dimmed. Evan grabbed her arm. "Stop. You're draining yourself." Sarah's voice was soft. "If you die, the bond breaks. I cannot let that happen." In a final burst of blue light, she pushed all the remaining creatures back. The team retreated to the dropship. Evan carried Sarah inside, her energy fading, her breathing slow. When they returned to the base, medics rushed to scan her. Officers watched from behind the glass again, whispering. She risked her life for him. Why? What is this bond turning into? As Evan sat beside her bed, Sarah opened her eyes weakly. "Something darker is coming, Evan," she whispered. The creatures today were only scouts. The room went silent. Their first test was over, but the real danger had only begun. For Helian's medical wing was silent, except for the soft hum of machines. Sarah lay on a narrow bed, her silver skin dim, her glowing eyes half closed. Evan stayed beside her, refusing to leave even when officers asked him to rest. He couldn't explain why he felt so responsible. Maybe it was the bond. Maybe it was something else. Hours passed until Sarah finally spoke. "You should not stay here," she whispered. "If command sees how strong our bond is, they will fear you too." Evan shook his head. "Let them fear me. I won't leave you." Before Sarah could answer, the room door slid open sharply. Two high-ranking officers entered. Commander Hale and Dr. Vexlin, head of alien research. Both had cold, calculating eyes. Dr. Vexlin stepped closer to Sarah, scanning her with a handheld device. "Your energy output during battle was far beyond known limits," he said. "Explain how you did that." Sarah looked away. Commander Hale frowned. "Unit 77K, you are required to answer." Evan stepped forward. "She just saved our lives. Maybe try thanking her first." Hale glared at him, but Evan didn't move. Dr. Vexlin sighed, then turned back to Sarah. "Your species has limits. You exceeded them. Why?" A long silence followed. Finally, Sarah spoke in a soft, honest voice. "Because I unlocked a part of myself that my people fear." Both officers stiffened. Evan leaned forward. "Unlocked what?" Sarah looked directly into his eyes. Her blue glow brightened. "A core inside me. A psychic heart. It grows stronger when I bond with someone who trusts me." Commander Hale's face hardened instantly. "That is impossible." "No," Sarah whispered. "It is dangerous." She turned slowly to Evan. "When I link with you, my core woke up. It was sleeping for years. It should have never awakened." The machines around her began to flicker, as if reacting to her emotions. Dr. Vexlin stepped back. If her core continues to grow, she could become unstable. A walking psychic storm. But Sarah shook her head. "No, I will not hurt Evan." Commander Hale tapped his device angrily. "This is a risk for the entire base. We may need to isolate her." Evan's fist tightened. "You can't put her in a cage. She saved the mission. She also created a power we cannot control," Hale replied. Before anyone could argue more, the lights dimmed across the entire wing. A deep rumble shook the walls. Boom, boom, boom. Red alarms blared. Unidentified psychic wave detected. An AI voice warned. Source approaching Fort Helion. Sarah sat up weakly, fear filling her glowing eyes. "It's here," she whispered. "The one searching for my core." Evan stared at her. You mean something is hunting you? Sarah nodded slowly. Not just me. Her voice trembled. It is hunting us. Fort Helion shook again, harder this time. Ceiling lights flickered from white to red. Soldiers ran through the halls, shouting orders, grabbing weapons, preparing for something none of them had ever seen before. Evan helped Sarah stand. Her legs were weak, but her eyes glowed brighter than before, bright with fear. Sarah, what is coming? Evan asked. She swallowed slowly. A hunter, a creature made to track psychic cores. It can sense me anywhere. Commander Hale entered the room with a squad of armed guards. All personnel prepare for defensive formation. The threat is closing fast. The ground trembled again, this time with a deep, pounding rhythm, like giant footsteps echoing from the sky. Dr. Vexlin looked at Sarah with terrified eyes. If it is a hunter, then our walls won't stop it. Evan stepped in front of Sarah. What does it want? Sarah whispered the truth no one wanted to hear. It wants to eat my core. If it does, I die. And because of our bond, you die too. A cold silence filled the room. Then the wall beside them split open with a deafening crack. Boom! Smoke burst out. Metal bent like paper. Soldiers fell to the floor as a huge shadow entered the broken wall. A tall creature stepped through, black armored skin, long limbs, glowing red lines running across its chest like veins of fire. Its face had no eyes, only a single mouth full of sharp teeth. A hunter. The creature turned its head towards Sarah and Evan. It didn't need eyes. It could feel her core calling. Sarah grabbed Evan's hand. A blue spark flashed between their fingers. Do not let go, she whispered. Evan raised his rifle, but before he could fire, the hunter swung one long claw. The air exploded. Soldiers were thrown back like toys. One guarded the wall so hard he lost consciousness. Evan was pushed to his knees, but he didn't release Sarah's hand. Sarah stepped forward, shaking, raising her other hand toward the hunter. A small blue shield appeared around them. The hunter roared. The shield cracked instantly. Sarah gasped. Her legs trembled. Her glow flickered. I'm not strong enough, she whispered. The hunter moved closer. Commander Hale shouted from behind cover. Cole, fall back. Leave the alien. That's an order. Evan ignored him completely. He placed both hands on Sarah's shoulders. She looked up at him, confused. Evan, what are you doing? His voice was calm. Trusting you. Like you trusted me. A sudden pulse ran through Sarah's chest. Her psychic core responded stronger than before. Blue light exploded around them. The hunter stumbled back, screeching as its skin burned under the energy wave. Cracks formed across its body. Dr. Vexlin stared in shock. Commander Hale whispered, The bond! It's amplifying her power. Evan kept his hands on Sarah, steadying her. The hunter roared again, this time louder, angrier, preparing its final charge. Sarah whispered without looking away from the monster, If we don't stop it now, Fort Helion will fall. The battle that would change the entire war was about to begin. The hunter lowered its body, preparing to charge again. Its claws dug into the metal floor like knives. Heat rose from its skin, red lines glowing brighter as it gathered energy for a killing strike. Sarah stood shaking. Her shield was broken, her core unstable. Evan still held her shoulders, steadying her. His touch kept her calm, but calm was not enough. She needed strength more than she ever had before. Evan, she whispered, her voice cracking. If I push my core too far, I may explode from inside. And if I die, the bond will pull you with me. Evan's answer was simple. We survive together, or we don't. For a long second, Sarah stared at him. Her glowing eyes softened, almost like she had never been seen as a person until now. But the hunter screeched, ending the moment. Evan, step back. Commander Hale shouted. We can't risk losing you. She is the threat. Evan stepped in front of Sarah instead, blocking Hale's line of fire. She's not the threat. That thing is... The hunter charged. The floor cracked under its weight. The air shook. Soldiers screamed. Sarah grabbed Evan's hand tightly. If I release the core completely, I cannot pull it back, she said. My own energy may destroy me. Evan squeezed her hand. Then I'll hold you together. Something inside Sarah finally broke open, not in fear, but in trust. A blue flame burst across her chest. Her psychic core awakened fully. Light exploded around them, so bright the soldiers shielded their eyes. Sarah floated a few inches above the ground, her hair lifting like weightless silver threads. Evan didn't float, but he felt her presence inside his mind, guiding him, strengthening him. Their bond was no longer two minds. It had become one. The hunter swung its claw, just as Sarah unleashed a wave of blue energy. The attack collided with the creature's strike, creating a shockwave that shattered the entire wall behind them. The hunter screeched as cracks spread across its body. But it didn't fall. It pushed forward, step by step, fighting the energy holding it back. Sarah trembled. Her glow flickered. Her heart raced painfully. Evan felt the pain too. He knew she was breaking. Without thinking, he stepped in front of her again, raising his rifle with his free hand. Sarah's energy flowed into him, guiding his aim, steadying his breath. He fired. Each shot hit the same crack on the hunter's chest. Perfectly, exactly where Sarah silently directed him. The hunter roared in agony, falling to its knees. Sarah's light dimmed. Her whole body shook. Her core burned dangerously hot. Evan, I can't hold it much longer. He wrapped his arm around her, pulling her close to keep her steady. Then let's finish this together. One final wave of blue light erupted from Sarah, stronger than anything before. Evan fired at the same time. The combined force hit the hunter's core. The creature exploded into dust and black shards. Silence filled the base. Soldiers lowered their weapons in disbelief. Commander Hale stared. No human and alien had ever fought like this. No bond had ever matched such power. Dr. Vexlin whispered, if this is what their bond can do, they could rewrite the balance of the entire galaxy. But Evan wasn't listening. He was holding Sarah as she collapsed into his arms, her glow fading completely. Her last whisper before fainting chilled him. More hunters will come, because now they know we exist. Fort Helion was silent after the battle. Smoke drifted through broken hallways. Soldiers moved slowly, checking the damage, whispering about the impossible fight they had just witnessed. Evan carried Sarah to the medical wing. Her glow was almost gone. Her breathing was weak. She looked like a fading star. Dr. Vexlin rushed to scan her. His eyes widened. Her core is unstable. It's burning itself trying to repair the damage. Commander Hale stood by the door, arms crossed, face cold. If her core becomes unstable again, she could destroy the entire base. Evan stepped in front of Sarah, blocking their view. She saved all of us. She protected humans who didn't even trust her. Hale shook his head. Saving us once doesn't mean she won't destroy us later. Before they could argue more, every screen in the room flickered. A chilling message appeared. Hunter signatures detected. Multiple. Approaching fast. Sarah opened her weak eyes. They found the signal I released when my core woke up. Evan knelt beside her, his voice steady. How many? Sarah looked at him with fear. Dozens. Shock filled the room. Hale whispered, we cannot win against that many. Sarah reached for Evan's hand. Her voice shook. There is one way. Everyone listened. I can expand my core, create a psychic barrier around the entire base. It will block the hunters from entering. Vexlin frowned. But expanding your core will kill you. Sarah nodded softly. Yes. Evan's heart dropped. No, I won't allow it. Sarah smiled weakly. Our bond means if I die, you die too. So you must leave me now. He held her hand tighter. I'm not leaving. Tears formed in Sarah's glowing eyes. No human had ever spoken to her like that. No one had ever chosen her over safety. Evan, why do you stay? He answered without hesitation. Because you're not just a companion. You're someone worth fighting for. Outside, explosions echoed as the hunters reached the atmosphere. Time was running out. Suddenly, Sarah's core flickered, then pulsed brighter than ever. She drew strength from Evan's touch, from his trust, from the bond they had built through danger, fear, and sacrifice. For the first time, she didn't feel alone. A brilliant blue light burst from her chest. Alarms rang. Dr. Vexlin shouted, "Her core is stabilizing. Why?" Evan felt a powerful warmth inside his mind. The bond was changing again. Strength was flowing both ways. Human and alien sharing the same heart. Sarah stood slowly on trembling legs. Her glow became steady, strong, alive. "Evan, stay with me." He nodded. They stepped into the open battlefield as the sky tore open with hunter shapes. Together, they raised their hands. A massive blue barrier erupted from Sarah, supercharged by Evan's presence. The waves spread across the sky like a second sun, swallowing the incoming hunters. One by one, the creatures disintegrated before even landing. The entire base watched in stunned silence. When the light faded, the sky was clear. Sarah collapsed, but this time she did not fade. Her core was stable. Her glow was gentle. Evan caught her, holding her close. Commander Hale approached slowly. For the first time, his voice carried respect. "You two didn't just save Fort Helion. You changed everything we believed about humans and aliens." Evan looked at Sarah. Sarah looked at him. Their bond had not destroyed them. Their bond had saved the world. And from that day, history remembered them as the pair who rewrote the future, not with power alone, but with trust.